Angie. I am here in my home office, just hanging out, trying to rest a little bit before I get up and make my husband some birthday cookies. Yep, today's his birthday. He turned 55 today, and I'm super excited. He doesn't know this, but I bought him a Citizen's watch at the jewelry store yesterday, and I'm super excited to give it to him either later tonight when our son Isaiah comes over for hamburgers, or on Sunday, which is in 2 days, Sunday evening when the rest of the family comes over and we have ribs and corn on the cob and potato wedges. So the plan is to give it to him sometime this weekend, and I'm really excited because he had given me a Bulova watch back in February, this past February, when we had our 31st anniversary. Supposedly, when it's a 31st anniversary, it means it's a timepiece anniversary. I did not know this, but my husband found it out because he's a watchaholic. He loves wristwatches. So he went and bought this beautiful watch for me. It was actually beautiful to him. It was like a dad watch, but in a feminine way. It just didn't appeal to me very much. It was a very thoughtful, loving gesture, and it was beautiful in its own very special way. And I did act very surprised and happy that morning when he surprised me with it on our anniversary. Okay, long story short, about a few days after our anniversary, I asked if he would come with me to the jewelry store so that I can, perhaps get my new wristwatch adjusted to my size. But on the way to the jewelry store, I told him that, gold is more my color than silver. And I was kind of hoping for a more feminine touch to the wristwatch than like a clunkier, manly look. And when we arrived at the jewelry store, I pointed out one that I was kind of considering. He agreed, and he was surprised he had not noticed that other watch before. But then he confessed to me that he chose the watch that he gave me because that would have been the one he would have chosen for himself. He's so cute. At that point, he showed me a couple other watches that he would prefer to, be given in the near future, which is this weekend. So he doesn't know, I don't think he does, that I bought this watch for him yesterday. But I was so upset when I was at the counter in the jewelry store, and I will not name the company, the business name. I'm so angry with them. Okay, so I'm at the counter, I'm checking out, and the girl that was behind the counter helping me, she had already confessed to me that she was super tired. She was working her second job at this jewelry store. And then she asked me if I would like to use my husband's account to check out. And I said, oh no, don't use my husband's account because I don't want him to get alerted with an email. And she said, oh, I don't think he will. And I said, that word think concerns me because I want to be absolutely sure. I don't want to say, I don't think he will get this email. I want to be assured that he will not get an email that I just bought him a watch. So she goes and asks her manager. The manager says, no, I don't think it's gonna, no, he won't get, especially if you click on the bottom of the screen and say, do not send a receipt by email. So I said, I just want to set up my own account. She's like, it's fine. She's like, I'll go through this. I'll click that button. She's like, see, I clicked it. He's not going to receive an email of the receipt. And I said, oh, whatever. And I could tell that this lady was tired. She didn't want to take the extra moment to set my account up. So I said, fine, just, I will just watch my phone and make sure that he does not receive an email in his inbox. So sure enough, I go ahead and process everything, and I'm looking at my phone. There's no email going through. 5 minutes go by, and I feel assured that nothing's going to happen. Well, I go into JCPenney, which is in the same mall. I'm in there for about 15, 20 minutes, and all of a sudden, I felt this prompt to check the email. And I look, and sure enough, there was a customer satisfaction survey email from this jewelry store sitting in my husband's email inbox asking how the experience went. I was so upset. I was shaking so hard in the middle of JCPenney that I didn't even know what to do. And I'm trying to delete it. And finally, for whatever reason, it wasn't deleting. So I hurried up and forwarded it to my email inbox. And okay, so it was out of his email inbox. And I'm like, phew. Okay. So then I was actually able to delete it from his inbox. So I finished shopping at JCPenney and I go home and my phone like dings and I go and check it. And then I realize, oh my goodness, I didn't check the trash bin and I didn't check the sent emails. And sure enough, there was the email from the jewelry store, the satisfaction survey sitting in both of those areas. So anyways, I really hope my husband didn't see the email, but I just can't be assured of it. So, anyways, today's his birthday. And so I'm sitting here in my office. I'm trying to rest my back because I have been going to physical therapy for some like nerve issues I was having in my pelvis area. I've been having some severe pain and muscle related issues in my left buttock area, and it has been horrible. I have no problem standing or walking, which is a good thing, I guess, but I cannot sit for a very long time. And within minutes, my bottom hurts and there's pinching going on in the top of my pelvis and down underneath. And I went to my doctor a few weeks ago and she prescribed some pelvic floor therapy. And I could not find a therapist within a 60-mile radius that was within the state of New York. Of course, I could find a couple therapists across the New York-Pennsylvania line, but then they don't accept my insurance. So I found a pelvic floor therapist about an hour away, and I went there, and this man that owns the business that I went to, he was able to evaluate me, and he says, you do not need a pelvic floor therapist. He said basically what you have going on is some issues with your lumbar region of your back between L1 and S1, if anybody out there knows what that means. So there's some compression going on, and he suggested I get on the traction table, and then they put these little electrodes on me and electronically stimulated the areas in my back. I had no idea that my back was the issue. This physical therapist was able to see through everything that I was telling him that was a problem for me, and he was able to direct me to the right course of action. I'm so thankful. At first it just sounded so daunting to drive an hour to this appointment, and I have just had my third appointment. And yesterday I was able to pray during the drive, listen to music, meditate on scripture verses, and then I also spent some time listening to an audiobook on the way home. So I've really been enjoying my drives. The downside today is I'm really, really sore, and where I had hoped to get up and go to the flea market, get laundry done, get the house cleaned up and the dishes done before my husband came home for his birthday lunch. It didn't happen. I'm not feeling well. So here I am recording this. I don't even know if anybody's going to listen to it out there, but I'm having a good time telling you my stories. So there you have it. Today is my husband's birthday, and I have received a blessing in disguise, which is an hour travel time to a great therapist. And I'm so happy, so blessed, and extremely thankful today, in spite of my sore back, which is to be expected. All right, blessings. Have a good day.